What's good? What's good? Yeah, YouTube. What is good on a Sunday night, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm on here. I'm doing my stuff. I'm doing the thing. Cammed up. I don't usually cam up like that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm camming up, man. But when I start eating and doing little other shit, man, I might turn this shit off, man. So, how's everybody doing? What's good with y'all, man? You know what I'm saying? On this Sunday evening, man. So, I'm actually washing clothes too and shit. So I'm about to share this out real quick. So yeah, man, this is a top I think it's a serious topic that we're gonna get into, man, tonight. You know, with this whole situation with these migrants, man, I just think, the thing is about, I'm just tripping because it's like, oops, people get planted and placed in our communities, right? Or we don't have no communities, but our neighborhoods are where we stay, where we dwell, right? But at the same time, it's crazy because, you know, people are they displaced and they're putting where we're at in our areas, right? And it's crazy because nobody else is really of course they're not, this is not their areas, but other people don't, you know what I'm saying, don't really, they're not tripping, you know what I'm saying, because they're not getting displaced, especially these Europeans, you know what I'm saying. They're the main ones, man, like even like if East Indian people come or Pakistani, and if they set up certain stores, these stores are not going to be in their neighbor or their community, white, no, European white people community. That's what I think is interesting about this whole situation, because they're displacing, only put in certain areas, you know what I'm saying. I think that's what's not fair. Well, I know that's not fair about this shit, and it puts certain other people in an uncomfortable situation, an uncomfortable light. So, all right, so let me see real quick. And so we're gonna go into Eric Adams, I guess, addressed this shit, right, in New York. Um, this is just out of control, if you ask me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're displacing us. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say it like how these white conservatives be saying, but the jobs and everything else like that, man, is um, you know, and everything that reflects like that, man. That I mean, I'm for, of course, a lot of people want to come to this country. You know what I'm saying? I guess this is better than a lot of other people's country, but at the same time, why do we have to get the brunt of it? Why do we got to get displaced? Why do we got to? You see what I'm saying? Why does it have to fall on us? And I mean, because we already, a lot of these areas that we from already getting gentrified already as it is. You see what I'm saying? Um, I mean, there's homeless people. I just don't. I don't know, man. I just think a lot of this just goes to show how cruel and dehuman the government is. The government don't care. The government don't care about us. The government don't care about people, right? You sending all these people. See, Joe Biden and these Democrats are the ones that are it's just making it easier, man. It's just I'm really tripping because you see what I'm saying. It's just like I don't want to hear nothing when this backfires. I don't want to hear nothing. You see what I'm saying? When this whole situation just backfires and plummets, you see what I'm saying, and just goes. I don't know, man. I don't want to hear it. What you think? So, I mean, this whole crisis thing is crazy, man. So Eric Adams is going to speak on. We're gonna let's see what the hell he's going to talk about this thing. But my thing is the whole with the Democrats. I mean, the Republicans and the conservatives, and they ain't none of them are on our side. But at the same time, these Democrats, I'm just really tripping because I mean, what is these people's real agenda, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the Democrats' real agenda? What are they really trying to push? You see what I'm saying? What are they really? What's their real gain in all this? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy too because now they're pushing mandates, and again, they might start pushing might again, and all this and forcing this, and people are just coercing people to do this and that, and it's just like, I mean, I don't understand how us as a people don't really see. We're not putting our heads together and seeing that all this is basically just control, man. My bad, I'm still sharing this out. It's all control. I don't see. I mean, I guess we like being controlled because we're working at these jobs, and you know, we, if we're not renting, um, even if we're a homeowner, we're still not owning because you still got to pay taxes on the land. And so, I mean, we're, you know, a lot of other people are controlling of our lives. There we go. We have to report back to somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I noticed. So is it really free? It seems like this country is not free for American people, but it's free for everybody else. Like it was free for certain American people. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like it's cold because we talk about India and we talk about these other places that have a caste system, but this place has a caste system. Am I right? This place has a big time caste. You know what I'm saying? A big caste system, man. You see what I'm saying? You see them people. You see about homeless people sleeping on the. But see, this is my thing though with the homeless people. Some of them people want to be out there, right? Some of them people want to actually be out there, man. Some of them people want to be out there, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of them prefer to be out there. So some of them have mental illness problems, so on and so on. But at the same time, um, uh, it's just like um, Ronald Reagan. See, the government is all behind this because Ronald Reagan in the '80s, what was it, '80s, right? Late '70s, '80s, if I remember correctly, Ronald Reagan basically made it to where you know you know they kicked out all the whole excuse me, the mentally ill or the people, you know what I'm saying, that had mental problems really had no placement. He shut down a lot of these centers and these places that housed them. You see what I'm saying? This is all by design. This is all stuff is just all um, done on purpose. It's all purposely done. It's all a well ran scheme that they're doing. But see, they're not going to tell us that. They're just going to try to make it seem like it's just like a hopeless situation. But see, this is the thing. So they got see some of these Republican and conservative. I ain't gonna lie. Governors and stuff like that of these states, man, they smart. They like, man, let's bust these people to damn uh, uh, these Democratic states, right? Remember, Greg Abbott did that around like last year, and I think DeSantis did something like that too. So I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, I'm not gonna be dehumanizing and act like these aren't human beings, but I mean, we just couldn't do the same thing in their country. That's why I mean, I'm not gonna say fair because my mom always said life isn't fair. And for somebody that looks like me, life really ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? But they are human beings and everything like that. But at the same time, I just it's just not. It's just a double standard. We couldn't go to their country. Some of these people come over here, learn English and Spanish, but still want to talk Spanish around you and be disrespectful, and don't see that as any kind of disrespect. I just don't get how you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But you just don't really give a fuck because just like how they're doing to these governors and these politicians and these mayors, they're basically demanding they're demanding us to do stuff for them and benefits, and it's just like whoa. You can go to. I know we couldn't go to Mexico and do the same thing. So I just think it's a big double standard. I think it'll never. It's just unbalanced. I think in order for you to treat people outside the land a certain way, you should be treating your people that are from here the same way. It's just what I mean. Like they cut off people's food stamps and SNAP benefits, and it's just like, and then they can give it right to them. It's just interesting, man. It's interesting, and a lot of times I think they call them migrants too because they know some of these people might have either some labor skills or they might have, you know what I'm saying. And then the thing is, they basically they want them to be the carpenters and the masoners, in the painters and the, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of the trade kind of work. They want them to do it. They don't really want American, either white. They want Europeans and they want the the immigrants and the migrants to do all that work. They don't want no brothers to be doing any kind of trade work. I'm telling you, I'm out here in California. It's so racist. It's bad out here, man. It's you know what I'm saying. In Southern California, they say it's even worse than Northern California. So, I mean, on a large scale, man, this ain't no joke. Um, but I mean, I just, we just see the double standard in this. We see the double standard of them helping Ukraine. We see the double standard of them not helping Hawaii, right? We see the double standard of them last year helping Ukraine and not helping Jackson, Mississippi. It's just too much of enough is enough. I mean, but see, we're not gonna say when enough is enough. We're not gonna put our foot down. We're not gonna, what I'm saying, get to the point where we fed up. That's on us. It's not on them. If you keep trying to play somebody and keep trying to play something on somebody, you're gonna keep doing it, man. They're gonna keep letting you do it. Excuse me. That's just how human beings are, right? So, all right, let me go into this real quick, man, before I get out of here, man. So let me go into let's go into hold up, right? So let's go. Okay, so let's see what Eric Adams got to say, man. Let's see what the hell he got to say because he's a piece of shit. He's full of shit. Um, I just don't think I'm not really, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. I really don't rock with him or Hogle or whatever her name is. You know what I'm saying? So now they're saying that they have. Let's listen to this real quick. Look at the propaganda. Hold up. Look, the news is the media is a big is a behind a lot of this shit, man. The news is a big benefactor behind. All right, so this is fair use 1976 under Section 107. This gives me fair use to report on this video for commentary purposes, all right, and educational purposes, criticism as well. So look at the news. Let me share this real quick. The news. Look at it. Watch. Now they're saying that they got beef, right? Just look at the whole.
This is Sadie.
Look at,
She's
look
on
at,
Verizon, and she's got the new My Plan, so she gets exactly what she wants
How
and
we
only
get-
pays for what she needs. She picks her perks and saves on every one. Make your move to My Plan. Act now and get it for $25 when you bring your phones. It's your Verizon.
None of the migrant crisis and a war of words is erupting between New York.
Speaking of, look at how the news just puts this out there like this, man. It's just, they wouldn't do that for us. They don't, when it comes down to us, we don't get, they everything's criminalized and stereotypical. There's no humanity when it comes down to us. There's no humanity when it comes down to people of Chicago. There ain't no humanity when it comes down to people of St. Louis. All these towns that we were from, you know what I'm saying, we thrive and been thriving, and they're either just displaced, they're dismembered, they're discarded. You see what I'm saying? Look at them, man. These towns is fucked up. They burnt down. The Tulsa. I mean, they didn't even want to. Joe Biden and them didn't even want to give the people of Tulsa, Oklahoma, nothing. They're the survivors. They want to wait till them people die. They don't do this to other groups though, man. See, there's something behind it. They know that we're the real American. They know that, man. They know that we're the indigenous people of this land. They're showing it. But what they're doing is trying to. I mean, see, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of us don't really know the nationality. A lot of us don't really know, you know what I'm saying, who we are. So, therefore, you see what I'm saying? They could really just bounce, flip, rock, and roller skate this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel me? So, I mean, I don't know. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? It's really a crazy situation. You know what I mean? It's getting to the point where I don't see how nobody's not just burnt out over this, man. It's just like I don't see how people don't really think that this is getting out of hand. You see what I'm saying? But let me see what these two say. And now they're saying it's division amongst these two. Let's hear what they got to say about this, man. Because I think it's all theatrics. It's all just a ploy to get these people over here, man. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's some good people, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people either south of the border, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some of these other countries, maybe I'm not well, Ukraine, I guess. I don't know. Either the East, Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Afghanistan. Some of these are good people. Some of these people are good people. You know, some of these people they'll thrive and they'll do good out here, and you know what I'm saying. They'll put and everything like that. They'll work and they own some businesses. Not you know what I'm saying. And over us though, they make sure that's another thing. They make sure these other groups our business owners and thrive and have some kind of generational wealth and make it that much easier for them to buy houses and land. But yet, you know what I'm saying, the true people of this land, which is us, it ain't that easy. But in my opinion, I'm like, fuck the government. Let's just put all our money together and see what we do and help each other out. But that's another topic. You know, you let these motherfuckers keep giving these other groups handouts, right? And let's just do us. But we're not gonna do that though. You know.
Governor Hochul and New York City Mayor Adams. The rift between the two typically tight political allies is a significant revelation. Today, Mayor Adams unleashed his harshest criticism of the governor, claiming her lack of leadership, what he claims is her lack of leadership, is hurting the city. Tonight, the governor's office is firing back. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim.
Oh, see how unbiased, so how biased they are. What he's claiming is her lack of leadership. What do you mean? What he's claiming? Why does he got to? Why you got to say that? You know what I'm saying. You shouldn't even be speaking. Why are you speaking? Or and why are you giving any kind of political opinion or any kind of insight on this when you're supposed to be neutral? The news reporters do not be neutral. They say their opinion, especially when the jab stuff was out, the mandates and all that. They was really acting a fool. They was acting a damn fool, man. Like, let's keep going.
Today, Mayor Adams, the rift between the two typically tight political allies is a significant revelation. Today, Mayor Adams unleashed his harshest criticism of the governor.
Some of these Europeans too, because y'all immigrants, y'all immigrants too now. Let's not. You know what I'm saying? These people from Ukraine, they European. Let's not cut it out. These people, you know what I'm saying? Some of these Arabs, these light skinned Arabs, you know what I'm saying? European looking Arabs. Come on now, let's keep it 100 now. Let's not, you know, some of these people across the border look white too. Look, I mean, you wouldn't even know the difference between European and them. So I mean, let's just keep it 100 now. You know what I'm saying? There's people that come to my job all the time that even a white person would think was white, right? And they start busting out Spanish. Like, so come, let's keep it 100 now. These, you know, you got these Europeans. They over here, you know what I'm saying? You know, pumping their chest out now. You know.
Governor claiming her lack of leadership, what he claims is her lack of leadership, is hurting the city. Tonight, the governor's office is firing back. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim.
I think the governor's wrong.
Mayor Adams came out swinging today in mid-season form, and that was just round one.
I am just really baffled around that. Very smart people believe that this is sustainable for New York City.
His first comments at a fireside chat at the New York Law School about Governor Hochul refusing to force other counties to take in asylum seekers. Then later at City Hall, the cracks in their partnership apparently deepening. The Department of Homeland Security yesterday offered 11 federal sites, many outside the city, to potentially house migrants. This was Governor Hochul last week on housing migrants upstate.
The city of New York and a coalition for the homeless signed an agreement that the city would provide shelter to anyone who seeks it. This is an agreement that does not apply to the state's other 57 counties, which is one of the reasons we cannot and will not force other parts of our state to shelter migrants.
If the national leaders are saying we're not going to stop the flow, that's a failed plan. And if the state leaders are saying it must stay in New York City, that's a failed plan.
When asked if he would go against the governor and send migrants upstate, the mayor made his intentions crystal clear.
If I get permission from the federal government, we're going to use that. We are going to use any space that's available to take the pressure off of New York City residents.
A spokesperson
But see, this could all be a psyop too. This could all be, you know, staged for, you know, the little fight that the rift that they got going. This is all be some bullshit. But so one of them wants to send them out of the state, but preferably upstate or out of New York City, and the other one is like doesn't want to stop the flow. So I mean, honestly, the what's the name? I knew Kathy Hochul. You know, I knew she was. I knew I couldn't trust her. Um, I'm gonna keep. She's a Creed person. So I already know what goes on with them. It's just total, just controlling the narrative, total, just what I'm saying, narrative control. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing is, it's all an agenda. She's getting it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, oh, the federal government. But see, I see why he's saying the federal government because she's in his way now. If she now he could go to the state legislator and if he was the governor and then they could negotiate, they could do something about that. But she's the governor, so I kind of get why he's saying that because for all y'all that don't know, he can't just skip steps. He can't just skip past her since he's the mayor. She's higher than him. But at the same time, she just seems like I mean, see, he's changing his tune now, though. But see, you were saying that this is that America not too long, a couple months ago, he was saying this is a place for everybody. Yeah, man, my bad, y'all. But so I mean, what do y'all think, man? Like, uh, I don't know, man. But see, he's full of shit. She full of shit. This is all fitting the Democratic agenda. And you notice there don't be no Democrat mayors or no Democrat governors in New York. There don't be no Democrat mayors and no Democrat governors in California. Like this is all an agenda, man. I just don't see. And somebody said earlier, "Oh, we should vote." You know, what I'm saying if we don't vote, this and that. But I'm not a voter. I'm not. I'm sorry. Maybe on the local level every now and then if there's some. But see, you vote for somebody. Vote when there's somebody that's going to do something for you. You don't just vote just to say that you did it for the sake of doing it. We make it seem like there's going to be a plague or something or a curse or something like that if we don't vote. You know what I'm saying? Like lightning's going to strike us or something. I just don't understand. The civil rights days are over, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is dog eat dog. We got to really get with the program, man. We got to really come together on some money tip, man. If we don't put our money and aggregate our money together, it's gonna be too late. All right, hold up. It kind of low key already is too late. My bad.
Person for the governor says, quote, "It is unfortunate the mayor is pointing the finger at the state, which continues to provide the city with unprecedented amounts of financial support rather than working collaboratively to manage this crisis."
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was diagnosed with AFib. The first inkling that something was wrong was I started to notice that I couldn't do things without losing my breath. I couldn't make it to the airport. Every 20 or 30 yards, I had to sit down and get my breath. Every physical exertion seemed to exhaust me. And finally, I went to the hospital where I was diagnosed with AFib. When I first noticed symptoms, which kept coming and going, I should have gone to the doctor and told him what was happening. Instead, I tried to let it pass. If you experience irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, you should talk to your doctor. AFib increases the risk of stroke about 5 times. I want my experience to help others understand the symptoms of atrial fibrillation. When it comes to your health, this is no time to wait.
It is not illegal for someone to seek asylum when they come to a country.
Okay.
It's not. It's not illegal. It's not. Second, it is.
As I received a phone call from the mayor's office last Wednesday evening.
the same thing. You know, we like to jump on the bandwagon and give the people likes and views that has a lot of likes and views, just like Facebook. You know, we're bandwagon people. Only got one person watching. Thanks for watching. But you know, we like to, if this was about like some bullshit or drama or gossip or, you know, gangbanging or something, there would be a lot of more people watching than just one. But that just goes to show how our people are and how much of the fuck shit we are. So let me play this. So this is the Chicago conference, right? Now this is about the Chicago migrant crisis. Bad, crazy, man. This is just off the hook, right? You know what I'm saying? Them in New York are bad. You know what I'm saying? New York and Chicago are really bad when it comes down to this crisis. All right, let's listen to it. Listen to the how all the Hispanic people, of course, that, you know, that's their people, and I get it. But they're sympathetic. They're sticking up. You know, they're agreeing. They're sticking up for them. But just listen to how a lot of these people from that neighborhood, which happen to look like me and you, are fed up, and they're expressing how fed up they are. Right? Let's just watch this real quick.
Notifying me that the Lakeshore Hotel was going to be used to house migrants as early as September 5th, and then I heard today it could be as early as Friday. So we'll have folks from the city clarify that information. I found out on Wednesday. I immediately reached out to my team and said we need to have a meeting because there didn't seem to be a plan from the city to notify this community. And so we reached out, put out an invitation for a meeting, and then had conversations with a bunch of folks about what was happening in the community. Very limited information. The information I was given goes as follows, and then we'll pivot to the city. The Lakeshore Hotel was previously used as housing for migrants as early as the spring, which is why it was reconsidered now. Again, I was not involved in any conversations, negotiations, or discussions with the owner of the hotel. And that this location is going to serve somewhere around 300 individuals. So with that said, and again, like I said, I got very limited information from the city. So with that said, I'd like to introduce some folks from the city who might be able to answer some of your questions that you have. Those people are Jesus Del Toro, who's from the mayor's office of Immigrants and Refugee Rights, Deputy Chief Stephen Chung from the Chicago Police Department, and then I think we're going to have someone from the Department of Family and Support Services come up. So if we can have, I'm sorry, I'd like to also recognize Alderman Andre Vasquez from the 40th Ward, who is probably the most knowledgeable alderman about what's going on around these crises. Come on. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know, hold on. I know we all got some real tough feelings about what's going on. Because I want to. I'm just asking everybody to have a respectful conversation. Because it's going to be really hard for us to get information if we're not going to be respectful. Okay.
My name is Jesus Del Toro. I'm a policy fellow with the Mayor's Office of Migrant and Refugee Rights. And I've been supporting this work for a year now. Tomorrow will mark the first year of the bus arriving from Texas. And for the past year, over thousands of people have arrived to Chicago with no foundation to the city. And we've been asked as a city to come together to deal with quite an unprecedented situation. We understand that in the situation of this, informing the community could have been obviously a lot better and sooner, but it's been a matter of lack of beds. As you know, as you can probably see, our police stations have thousands of people staying there, and it has not been a situation for our police have tried their best to accommodate, but we're asking them essentially to become ad hoc housing experts. And so we're finding ourselves in a situation where we're looking for facilities that can support this mission. But I also want to reiterate the importance of federal action, because a lot of the remedies here are not going to come about just by the city of Chicago acting alone. We've had a lot of collaborative effort and support from the state and the county, mutual aid, different CBOs have come together.
if we had that much effort and all that to help us to do shit for us and to try to make our communities the way or neighborhoods the way they were, it shit would be a different story, dude. But it wouldn't be poverty like that in the so-called black uh, neighborhoods. But see, it's not. You know what I'm saying? All these with these Democrats. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you before I go get these damn clothes. I'm gonna keep playing this. These Democrats switched the civil rights movement with other people, with the LGBT, the migrant, the immigrants. You know what I'm saying? The women. So that used to kind of like kind of represent us, so-called black people, the so-called civil rights movement. But it was all a bunch of bullshit anyway, because all they gave you was a voting rights act and shit. You know what I'm saying? And Civil Rights Act, which is a bunch of bullshit, because isn't shit the same as it was? I don't know. Like all we did was integrate. That's it. But see, they integrated because they could tax everybody on an even playing field now, right? They could make money off. Everybody could be the cash cows now. Everybody could go work for somebody, right? And serve their corporations, because this is all it is a corporation at the end of the day. Does that make sense? But this dude, I mean, these dudes, see, Mexican people and these Hispanic people, man, that's good. They look out for each other. That's good. I'm glad. We should start looking out for each other like we do, and that's good that they do stuff for their people. But when I notice when it comes down to them helping us, they're not for that. So we shouldn't do the same. I'm not trying. I mean, I got Mexican homies. I got mixed people in my family that's Mexican and black. But we got to put our foot down. We got to cut the bullshit. We really do. That's on us. You know what I'm saying? And even in the street, wherever, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to really. And I can't say we have to vote like this, because why are we voting? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we when we get out that a quick pro quo? Votes means you get something, I get something. It's like it's a bartering system. You give me something, I give you something. You know what I'm saying? But see, they gave us the dollar, right, to cut out the bartering system, right? Just like they gave you the voting to make it seem like you're a part of the winning team, like you're a part of this American corporation when you're not. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, of course, old boy's going to be a part of this, but I just noticed that the government and other people just don't put as much effort and time and stuff like that into try to um, help us. That's why we need to help ourselves. And it's funny, nobody calls these handouts when it's other groups getting help, but when it's us, like demand reparations or whatever the case is, everybody wants to call that handouts, which I think doesn't make no fucking sense. Did the Irish people when they came, was that handouts? I don't know. It's these same motherfuckers will say, "Oh, my grandfather came here with nothing," but dude, they got a handout. Didn't they go to Ellis Island? You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't they? You feel me? And white people were the first people to get benefits anyway during the New Deal, right? The Homestead Act, right? You know what I'm saying? The GI Bill, right? Welfare was started for the GI's wives, in you know what I'm saying? And back in them times, so they could get benefits. It was so. Guess what? It was for them, by them. So I don't understand why. It's just like we just got to aggregate our money, put our money together. And that's it, point blank, period.
And we're trying our best. We are trying our best to meet the moment. But however, without some remedies from the federal action, whether it's funding or the ability for folks to work, we find ourselves in a hole. We're trying our best to figure out ways to think creatively, because the lack of federal inaction is causing cities to question, should we then perhaps think of a state-sponsored work permit, something to get folks up and running? So our goal is to be able to meet the basic needs, but also put folks path into.
But none of this is offered to homeless people. None of this is offered to people in shelters. I don't understand. We already got people in shelters and homeless that are from America. I just don't. And they talking about working. See, get them off and running. But it's not the same effect with us, though. I just, discrimination. I'm glad that word came out. I'm glad they made that word, man, because it's all it be is just discrimination, bro. Like on everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So let me go on and keep playing this. Let me go out here and get my clothes. I'll be back.
Settlement. We know that folks coming to Chicago are coming with different needs. I think some of the stories that maybe some of you have heard from folks migrating here, they're not easy. Coming to Chicago, the majority of folks are coming from Venezuela, and the conditions in that country, hyperinflation, political suppression, gang violence, all of those create you're right. But I want to be able to speak as to what creates this migration to the U.S. I'll also note that the U.S. is not the only destination where predominantly. Thank you on that point. There is this regional approach that we're trying our best to undertake, because we understand that this has to be a regional approach. The state of Illinois is a welcoming state, so we're talking to other cities and other towns to see how we can best approach the situation together. I do want to say thank you to the mutual aid organizations who have been supporting the police stations. I think it is, if you get a chance to see it, many of you have seen it already, it's just not an ideal situation for folks. We have kids, we have women, pregnant women sleeping on the floor. And so this hotel will be a temporary solution, but the goal is a path to resettlement. I'm here to try to answer any questions that you may have. I know the situation is quite dire. Buses keep coming to the city of Chicago to show up today, and it's been like that for several days, several weeks. And the lack of space is costing police stations, now O'Hare, now Midway, to be utilized as those spaces. And the alternative in my eyes, speaking for myself, is 14,000 people in Chicago on house. That in itself creates another, potential public safety situation, probably cost. And so at Chicago, although we are a city of big shoulders, we know we can't shoulder this alone. And so we want to be able to encourage you all also to help us talk to Congress people to say, we need a national solution to this. This continues to be a humanitarian endeavor, and we're trying our best to meet the moment. And so Lakeshore Hotel is another example. It did open up, like it was mentioned, back in January and March. And this time around, families will be housed at the Lakeshore Hotel. And we want to be able to inform the community of these changes, also knowing that at times the ability to share news has been delayed. I think the nature of this emergency demands that folks act and try the best to fill the need. But what I would like to stress is that cities are not traditionally used to doing resettlement at this scale. And so what we're being forced to do is create this infrastructure that just didn't exist. I see this as an opportunity to also, and it's been mentioned here today as folks in the front, the fact that there we have a lot of unhoused folks. And so I see this as an opportunity to create a infrastructure of care that's better, and you want to get it right. So we want to be able to get your questions, try our best to answer them, with the understanding that a lot of this is fluid. Buses keep arriving. We're thinking long term, and I just want to be able to share that with folks that the whole of the city is working on this, has been working at this for a year, but with the pace of buses, with no federal remedy, we have to think creatively and look at space. And I think folks here are expressing, the lack of this is not sustainable system, and therefore the necessity of federal remedies are there. And I just want to say that we are pushing for specific asks. Things that the president could do today to help immensely would be extending TPS to Venezuelans, which is the majority of folks arriving. That could be done today, and that would put folks in place for a work permit. So I just want to be able to share that with y'all. I will come back up here, and any questions that you may have, I'll try my best to answer. Thank you.
I will say, at the onset of this humanitarian crisis, the police department was tasked with providing temporary shelter for our new arrivals population. And so with that, I will say the police officers in the police stations all stepped up and actually embraced our new arrivals coming, and then also with our new arrivals, the community members really stepped up as well. So at the onset, we had all these new arrivals coming to the police stations, and really the city was really working quickly to provide the support network. But then I will say the police officers, the community members really stepped up to provide that necessary support, as in clothing, food, diapers. I know that in certain stations, they bought baby wipes and medication for the children that were within the station. And all that collaborative help really helps out. And this is like an ask from the police department out to the community members to help us out with this crisis as well. So at the onset, it was not that many new arrivals within our lobbies, but if you look now today, we currently have 1,650 within our police lobbies spread out throughout the city, with some of the highest numbers within our police departments in our 12th district specifically. They have probably about 270. Several districts have over 100, and unfortunately, our lobby space isn't as large as, you know, like sometimes people envision that the lobby to be really gigantic, and those that have visited our police stations kind of realize that it is kind of a limited space where we're able to provide shelter for our new arrivals, and the need for additional shelter is really essential. So with that said, you know, we're looking for shelters throughout, and we're asking the community members to embrace helping decompress a lot of our stations. And you know, with numbers at 270, 100 plus in a lot of our stations, that need is essential. So if you think of it as our weather gets, we had a heat emergency more recently, but fall is going to be upon us soon, and winter's going to be upon us soon. And more recently, with the numbers as high as they are, we've had a lot of our new arrivals having to sleep just literally outside the lobby because of the lack of space. And so these shelters, whether they're hotels or park district facilities, or even some of our community colleges, really stepped up to provide the shelter for our new arrivals. And you know, the community members and our community groups and our different city agencies have really been proactive with providing that support. We do need unfortunately, additional shelter space to be able to safely house our new arrivals. With the coming winter and fall, it's going to be essential. And so with that said, we're going to be opening it up for questions, so that anybody that has any specific questions in regards to the police response, or any issues in regards to some of these shelters that we do have in place, will be available to address those questions specifically. But I really do appreciate everybody coming out and really voicing their opinions on the matter, because it is essential that everybody has a voice in regards to this. Thank you.
I'm Alderperson Andre Vasquez of the 40th Ward. I was named by Mayor Johnson to be the chairman of the Committee on Immigrant and Refugee Rights. So in that.
Good point that I make. See, they got people, which I love it. I like it. I like the unity, bro. I love it. I love how they stick together, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It make me feel some kind of way, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I wish my people had it like that. But you notice how they get their own people to represent their people? You notice how they get these Hispanic people and these Latin people to represent the migrants and all that, you know what I'm saying, with placement and all this? They don't do that with us. You notice that? The Congressional Black Caucus and these what's the names, and they want to do but right by these immigrants, which they should. That's their people. But you notice the Congressional Black Caucus and all these people, these so-called these people, they don't want to do but right by us. You notice that? The Congressional Black Caucus and these and all these misleaders and stuff, they don't want to do right by us, right? You see how the difference between, you know what I mean, how it's just a big difference. You know what I'm saying? But I love it. I love the unity amongst them. I just don't love the non what's that shit? I just don't like the non unity amongst us. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling.
That capacity, I've been showing up to all the community meetings because I want to make sure we're hearing from everyone. I think I want to kind of set some understanding here. We're all from the city of Chicago, and we know historically this town's been segregated, and we have communities that haven't been invested in for decades. And still not. We do know. Absolutely. We have challenges that we're describing that we know people currently are going through and have been going through that live here and have lived here. That's a reality as well. Right.
Can y'all let us talk?
Yeah, it's okay. I understand exactly the sentiment. What I am saying to you is, We are all in the same city, so we all know that the Black community hasn't had that level of investment, hasn't had that support. We have existing people that also need housing. The reason why I say that, we want it exactly right. We know that there have been public buildings that have been taken up. Okay. I'm more than happy to answer.
We cannot have a conversation if we're not being respectful. Sister.
Take a rap.
Sister, I understand, but anybody else can go nowhere. Yes. I'm just asking everybody to be a little bit quiet. I know that this is an emotional subject. Doors, come on. We're just asking, can we just be respectful? Can we be respectful?
How on code, you know what I'm saying, the Hispanic people be, but you see off code we be. Why are you telling them to calm down? Why are you telling them these residents is mad? These motherfuckers is furious, man. You know what I'm saying? You putting it, you housing people in their communities. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because say if it was the other way around in reverse, you know what I'm saying? You could, if you house us in their communities, it'd be the same shit. I don't understand how, but see, it's a hatred for us and it's a misclassification that we're going through. We're the real indigenous people of this land, but we're misclassified. So you know what I'm saying? Guess what? And we're calling us something that we ain't. So guess what? You calling yourself, when you misclassifying yourself, motherfuckers can treat you in your kind of way. Right? I don't know. My bad. I'm reading some shit on Messenger. We just, dude. You know what? I salute the Hispanic people, man. I salute them. You know why I salute them? I salute other groups besides us because they be on code, but at the same time, we have been marginalized. We have been systematically broke down. We don't even speak to each other. You see, you know, to Hispanic people, they don't know each other. They'll be talking, having conversation for hours and hours on end at the damn bus stop or wherever. But see, I like that though. They're supposed to. You're supposed to help your people out. And we say, oh, they stick together like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. We don't stick together. But see, that's why I only got 2 people watching this because, you know, other people are watching, you know, fuck shit and shit that don't have nothing to do with our struggle. Gossip, celebrity gossip, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let's go.
All I'm asking is for respect. In this room, can we have a respectful discussion? Because as long as we're yelling and as long as we're screaming, and I'll add, I agree with some of y'all. Hold on. Doris, I'm not in this room. We're being respectful. But you haven't respected us. In this room, then let's not. We don't need to talk. We don't need to talk.
Let me just answer a couple things. It is not illegal for someone to seek asylum when they come to a country.
But it kind of is because that's why you gave them a Title 42. Right? That's why you know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, see, this country, see, you know what's illegal and you know what's just unfair and bullshit? There's no Title 42 in other countries for us though, bro. I don't understand. What if I say I don't want to be in America anymore? I want to go to Mexico under Title 42. It's not cracking. See, that's double. It's too much double standard. It's too much. We can do this in their country, but you can't. It's just too much of that. See, it's displacement. My thing is now, if y'all was treating American people good, and you wanted to let people over here and make some up call for Title 42, be my guest. But you treating us like shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I don't know. Man, it's just too much, y'all. It's just too much. It's just Now they're human beings. They're people though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the kind of nigga that want to treat even what's the name? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So I don't know, y'all. I mean, what do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like on a lot of different, a lot of different scales, man. We don't be, you know what I'm saying? We don't be, what's the name, man? You know what I'm saying? We don't really take time and take the time out, man, just to see. It's just too one sided. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, don't get me wrong. They're people and they're human beings. Don't get me wrong. But just on this topic, there's so much land. I just don't get. There's so much land, and I know there's so much land in Chicago. Fuck it. If you're gonna, whatever. If you're gonna bring people over here, give them their own. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put them in the Hispanic community. There's Puerto Ricans and Mexicans out there anyway. I don't understand why you gonna put them in our neighborhoods. This is all by design. They've been doing this shit for years. Look at in L.A. L.A. same thing. But see, I can't say too much because a lot of that, or some of it, was white people's areas in L.A. before ours. Some certain places like Compton, right? But we've had a presence in LA and in California, everything since the beginning of the time. We're the originators and creators of this American continent. Let's just keep it 100. Let's cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like we don't know. Man, I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just on a different kind of level, man. I just be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep watching a little bit of this. I'm gonna talk about this right
now. It's not. It's not illegal. It's not. Second, it is an intentional attack on the city of Chicago to get us to be divided. It is why every single day you're seeing 80 to 100 people being sent to the city. Right now, we have over 13,000 people here. We have 6,500 of them in shelters. 1,800 of them are minors. We have about 1,600 police stations. It is an intentional attack meant to divide people here because they don't want to see a successful Democratic Party. They want to see.
Why wouldn't they want to see successful Democratic Party? Dude, the Democratic parties are the one doing this shit. What are you talking about? The Democrats. So, see, they trying to make this shit political, dude. More political than it is. Nigga, what are you talking about? So you trying to make it seem like this is some Republicans, conservative motherfuckers plotting around, sitting around, twiddling their thumb. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, let's divide these blacks and or these migrants and these people from Chicago even more. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of see what he's saying in a way, but at the same time, y'all people that are representing the migrants, y'all people like you and like other people, you know what I'm saying, in charge of placing them. Why are you not sticking up and saying, hey, wait up? I don't think that's a good idea to put them in these majority so-called black neighborhoods. I don't think that's a good idea. That's going to cause friction. That's going to cause division. Let's put them in Humboldt Park, the north side, or something like that, where there's Hispanics. Why would you? I mean, that's weird, dude. That's weird to me. I don't know. I think that's strange. You know what I'm saying? It's funny though, because the country doesn't feel this sympathetic when it's Haitians though. When it's Haitian immigrants, it's a different story. When the darker it seems like you are, but see, I can't say that because they treat Africans. But see, they have a nationality. Haitians do too, but they try to politically punk Haiti. Because they killed the president. You know, look what they did. Let them motherfucking in just despair, right? Give them a fucking earthquake and a fucking storm. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like. But I mean, these people got a point, man. From Chicago. I mean, I'm sorry, man. They got a point. You know, he was breaking it down, man. Like I'm gonna keep it 100, man. You know, it's like let's just keep it real. He had a point in a way, but I can't see. He's full of shit talking about the Democrats are the ones doing it. The Democrats are the ones. You know what I'm saying? People like Soros and all those people are Democrats, bro. I don't understand these people. Bill Gates, Democratic leaning up. You know what I'm saying? These people that are movers and shakers. A lot of these people behind that are in with this government fascism are Democrats. I mean, the Democrats and Republicans both ain't shit. But I mean, how could he say that? Yeah, man. I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know why I kind of respond to somebody and talk at the same time. But damn, it's just you know this is that Democratic. You see, I see what he doing. He pushing the Democrat. See, he know that both sets of people, Hispanics and um so-called black people are going to vote for Democrats, and then that's what we do. It's traditional, but at the same time, there's a lot of some of these Hispanic people and Latino people are smart. They're like, wait up. As soon as they get their foot in the door, they get a little, start financially getting better and doing better in America. They're like, man, fuck the motherfucking Democrat Party. Yeah, I'm gonna go where my best interest is. Let me go with the Republicans. I make sense. I don't blame them. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna get out of here.
See the president reelected, they want to see Chicago look like a disaster. But what we know is that Chicago, when there's a challenge, steps up. That's what we do here in the city of Chicago.
Neighbors who are sleeping on cardboard, city resource.
Okay, now we're gonna play the residents what they gotta say. I'm gonna play a couple, and I'm gonna stop this video, and I'm gonna make a part 2 to this mug. We're gonna do a part 2. This is good. I mean, it's not good. I don't know why I said that. Let me play this.
With the additional new arrivals within the hotel system, especially over here on Lakeshore Drive, what we usually do is we continue.
That this is a generous city. We are a city of immigrants, whether we come from every single person who comes to Chicago, whether they come forcibly or not. But every single time that I have made a request on public platforms or private ways that I can communicate with churches, I've always received generosity from Chicago. We are united from the city. I get donations from Evanston to all the way to the south suburbs. because they really see the need. We have residents, we have neighbors who are sleeping on cardboard outside of police stations. So thank you for finally making this community forum so you can hear directly from police station response teams. We have not had communication with the city. We are just starting to have that communication. And the more communication that police station response teams can have with the city, the better that we're all collaborating for the same goal.
Thank you. Your time's up. Thank you. Front, and when they give me the signal, I'm gonna give it to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Specifically, I work downtown. I pass at least 2 sites. So to DFSS, Plymouth Court and Van Buren, that site looks like basically a bomb went off. So I'm concerned about the sites where the migrants are. And can you ensure that our lakefront is not going to become what Plymouth Court and Van Buren looks like? Who supervises them? Because we don't know what the supervision is if you go on Plymouth Court and Van Buren any time of the day. Also, what hasn't been widely broadcasted is that at least 25 officers caught the chickenpox again from the migrants on the 111th state.
I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. She got a good point. You know, you can get diseases from anywhere. People are people. You know what I'm saying? Not just trying to say a one race or group of people. You know what I'm saying? Or they're nasty. I'm not trying to say that. But that she made a good point though. You don't know. You know, people come from other countries, other places, other regions. You don't know what. You know what I'm saying? Just like for example, you know what I'm saying? You have to take certain when you go overseas. You have to take certain shots. I heard or something like that, or certain type of medicine or something like that for the diseases that that you could potentially catch. I heard really in China, preferably in China or something. They were saying something like China or something. They were saying. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? They're right. They're not, and see, this is what I don't like. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Between when all this stuff was happening with the COVID and the jab and everything like that, and the fighting for pushing all this stuff and who's gonna take what. I ain't gonna lie. Around that time, they didn't have to. I didn't like how they wasn't pushing it on them. They wasn't pushing it on them at all. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't pushing it on any of, and I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But they were pushing it on us though. They were pushing it on us heavy. You know what I'm saying? They was pushing it but they weren't pushing it on any kind of immigrants, man. I thought that was kind of weird. They weren't pushing on the immigrants from Ukraine, Afghan. Remember they let all those Afghanistan people come in. I just and this is the thing is it's just okay, people from south of the border. You know what I'm saying? They said that California used to be theirs. All right, boom. But okay, we give them the benefit of the doubt in certain cases, right? Just Mexican people, though, right? Because they said just that was Mexico, right? Mexico, because a lot of these people are coming from or Guatemalan, they're El Salvadoran, right? Which whatever. But the thing is, what I just don't like is how they don't have to they weren't pushing this child on them. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it says a lot. Oh no, but okay, my bad. My other point was, but you got these people coming from way far east in Afghanistan and Ukraine, and you got these people coming from, just all types of places, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's just America looking like a damn joke. But see, this is all too of this is a population thing, and at the same time, too, they know they can start getting tax money from some of these people too. So they think they're slick. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is, she has another thing is a point too. What you know what I'm saying? What if these areas? What if certain groups did make certain areas look kind of a certain way, whatever the case is? You know what I'm saying? Or what if certain areas was like that before the migrants got there? Whatever the case is, what are you going to do about living conditions and keeping certain living conditions up to par? Certain neighborhoods, certain streets, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell these people don't think about none of this shit. They just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep us astray, just to further divide us too, kind of like what old boy was saying, but at the same time, don't just say that and then not cause any kind of solution for the problem. And don't just say that just to try to and still not sympathize with our so-called black people. You notice too, none of them Hispanic people that I was talking to say, you know what, I understand where y'all coming from. I get it. I wouldn't want to be displayed. I'm gonna put myself in your shoes. None of them said that. And I don't like that. It's just a lot of people dehumanize us, man. Like we're just we're the dehumanizing people. I call the other group the Creed people. I'm gonna start calling us the dehumanizing people because all people do is dehumanize us. And sometimes, a lot of times, we let it happen, and a lot of times too, these politicians let it happen, right? So let's keep it 100. So let me go. Hold on, hold up. Play the rest of this, and I'm gonna play a little more, and I'm out of here.
Station. So who monitors their vaccination process,
Ooh.
or
Can I
is
say
that a
that?
requirement? Is that something that we need to be concerned with in the area?
There's somebody up here that
So all of our shelters have we have shelter rules. Upon intake, we inform all of the residents of the expectations that we have. Sorry, we have shelter rules that we implement across the sites. Anytime when we do intake with folks, we level with them expectations. We have a shelter schedule. We have schedule at 6 a.m. our doors open, and by 11 o'clock p.m. we have curfew, and that's implemented across the sites. We do let singles and households know that they need to be in the facility by curfew. If for some reason they don't make it by curfew, depending on the circumstance, that is a curfew violation, and we will follow up with them. If we see two curfew violations, that would lend itself to discharge from the facility. So we also do ask them to be good neighbors. So we do ask them to please be mindful of the community that they're in, that they're mindful of the businesses and the folks and residents that have been there and that live there, and that we do need them to be respectful of the community. If we see issues, we do have residential aid staff, we have shelter management, and we have case managers. We also do have community-based organizations that are on site providing case management, and we do lean on them to help us inform residents of those expectations. Shelter rules, be a good neighbor, those are all expectations we have. And it's for us, it's a very simple request for them. We want them to align to our expectations, and that's what they need to do in order for them to continue to be residents in our facilities.
All right, so look, I'm gonna get off here. I'm this will be a part two. There'll be a part two of this, man. So I'm gonna finish where we left off. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. Share this out to y'all social media. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share this out, man. I'm about to get out here. But I'm gonna before I go, man. I'm gonna keep it real, man. This is this is a situation, man, to where now I could understand the situation a little bit if it wasn't. I mean, I'm not talking. I'm talking about all these groups in for so many years. I don't think that's not necessary. That's not cool. Um, you know, other countries don't have immigration like this. That's not. It's just like, come on, but this is not a country. It's a corporation. And another thing is too. It's funny when any other place or any other time or any other community, if you put other people for example, what I'm saying, the people in downtown LA with these businesses was complaining about these homeless people being in and taking it over and all this, and then the city did something about that shit quick. But what about us? What I'm saying? What about groups, right? These other groups for years in LA, you see what I'm saying? The government, the state, all that, what I'm saying? The mayor, all that, governor, and you see what I'm saying? All these other groups and stuff like that immigrate over here and take over our so-called neighborhoods, right? So, I mean, it's just like we're the dehumanizing people, man. We're gonna stay dehumanizing. People gonna keep dehumanizing us. We're just gonna stay in that comfortable level. What I'm saying? I don't see why we're comfortable. But I guess they give us so much distractions and so much bullshit and so much entertainment. So of course we're gonna stay uncomfortable, right? So I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm about to get off here. So yeah, man. I mean, we got homeless people. We got people that are living paycheck to paycheck. Shoot, I would say probably maybe 60% of this country probably even is living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big problem. We supposed to be the wealthiest, or biggest, bad on the block, and all this, right? Most powerful, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Look how we do look how they do their own people. It's there. We're not a part of there, right? The establishment, look how they do us, man. They do us dirty, and then they cause further division and further infighting, and just to really displace us, because that's the reason why they bring a lot of these immigrants over to displace us. That's why they put them in our neighborhoods. They don't put them in no damn white neighborhoods. They don't put them in no Pakistani neighborhoods. They don't put them in no Jewish neighborhoods. They put them in our neighborhoods, right, for a reason. You see, and guess what? They displace us and take away the father out of the home and give us welfare, right? And make our women think that they don't need us and they just need welfare. And so another perk to keep getting the welfare is to, or not perk, excuse me, another stipulation for getting the welfare is to take the father out the home. But at the same time, guess what? They let these immigrants come over, with the full family, dad, mom, all that, right? You see the difference? You see how that works? It's scandalous, man. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. So, just take heed, man. We gotta stay vigilant, man. Stay on our time, and stay on our, focus, and just keep doing what we're doing. So, yeah. Until next time, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. So, a lot of this stuff really needs to be talked about instead of this gossip that we be on, and that has to do with some of these dudes, man. I'm sorry, I'm not even talking about females. I expect the females to talk and watch stupid shit like that, but a lot of these dudes, man, I'm disappointed in y'all, man. I don't know, man. The men really need to step it up in our so-called community. But other than that, take care, y'all. Peace.